What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Robin from Balanced Manifestation. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about a topic of sacrifices. In life, in order to achieve anything, there's a lot of things you need. You need hustle, you need consistency. One of the things that you obviously need in this journey is sacrifices. Now, a lot of people look for shortcuts. A lot of people try to make it without having to make any sacrifices at all. They try to go the path of, oh, how can I get the least amount of sacrifices? How can I take the most shortcuts and make it to the finishing line as fast as I can? And I get it, we're all in a hurry, right? The fuck, we have a short life. No one's got their entire baggage of time. It's not like we have a genie who gave us unlimited amount of time where we can waste all our valuable time away. So we want to take shortcuts to make our life much more easier. However, you might get caught up in this paradigm way too often. So you gotta be careful of that. Don't be caught up in this paradigm way too often. Making sacrifices is crucial. I mean, crucially important for your lifestyle. And why is that, you might ask? Well, the thing is, depending on what you're trying to get, if you have a very small goal to achieve, yeah, you might be able to take a couple of shortcuts. You might make it there faster. It might not be too hard. Like, let's say if you're trying to make a painting and your simply objective is to complete a painting by tomorrow, you might look for some shortcuts. You might, I don't know, use some tape, put the tape up, put paint over it, take the tape off so it looks like it's very clean lines, and voila, you have a painting. Now, if you're, excuse me, just ate food, that's why I'm burping. Now, if your goal is to make sure that you make the best painting out there in the world, that you can represent to the world and actually touch people's heart with the meanings that you have to establish, that's a whole different frame to come from, right? Now you can't just make a shitty painting with a bunch of tape lines and voila, you have your painting. Now you need to understand the people. Now you need to understand the perspective. You gotta put in the work. You gotta perfect the color. You gotta find the crisp lines. You gotta find the balance of the meaning versus how good it looks. You gotta find all this shit. And in doing so, you have to sacrifice a lot. When you're gonna be focused, you can't be dwelling on a lot of other stuff. If you're focused on this painting, just this painting, you can't be worried about, oh, maybe I gotta go check the news about what Donald Trump's up to. That's not your business. Maybe you're like, oh, maybe I gotta go to the club and hang out with my friends and crack open a beer, and I gotta do that every Friday. If your objective is greater success, then little things like these you have to sacrifice. And that's the harsh reality of the truth. The bigger your goal, the bigger your sacrifice you're gonna have to make. But it will pay off at the end. So it's always gonna be worth it. You might pay the sacrifices now and you might not like it because you're paying in the moment and you feel like, is it worth it? You might question yourself. You don't understand if it's worth it. But I assure you it is. Because at the end, the bigger goals won't come to you without sacrifice. The bigger goals will never ever come to you without sacrifice. You can't make $1,000,000 by working paycheck to paycheck. You just can't, because you're simply not making sacrifices. That's why you're not making $1,000,000. You wait for the time and you get that paycheck and you think you're gonna be good with that. If you're happy with that, be happy with that. If you're content with that, I'm not gonna tell you not to. But if your goal is bigger things like making $1,000,000, it's time to take those risks. It's time to make those sacrifices. It's time to give up your social time to go home and work on that business. If you want to be fit, it's time for you to not go outside, not party every weekend, and stay home and make sure you count your macros and you actually work out. So sacrifices is always, always, always going to be necessary in your life. So you have to make sure that you're not just cutting that out of your life like it means nothing and you're trying to look for every single shortcut you can take. Take shortcuts when it's reasonable and it makes sense, but don't look for every single shortcut in your life, because then you'll be missing so many important fundamentals that you just never grasped. And when you get to the finishing line, you won't even touch it properly because there's so many loose ends that's hanging around, dragging you back from where you started because you took too many shortcuts. So just be wary of that and understand sacrifices is just a normal part of life, and understand how to balance your sacrifices properly with the amount of results that you're trying to get. With that being said, I hope this video was informative to you. Like this video if you liked it. Drop me a comment and I'll clear up anything you want to know. Subscribe below for more content like this. Share this with your like-minded friends. And with that being said, I will see you in the next one.